Real talk, you guys. If you have 100 million, please donate 25 million to me and my top percentage anti-slave trade sales network. It's really important people realize I earned as much as a slave trade brand Victoria's Secret model. They were with my same agencies, scouted, 7 years into me working, but really 5 years, where I never shot the nudes to be promoted for Calvin Klein, L'Oreal, Coca-Cola, which is also Smartwater, every major brand, Victoria's Secret, Atlantis, Gap, Lululemon, and they were called by God to be anti-slave trade supermodels as the millennials, with 40-year-olds 10 years older than them. And they were able to have models make money like $5,000 a year since 2007, rejecting the brothel for slave trade, so them and their little babies could make money. So some people get knocked up at 14 and they could have a 7-year-old, 2007, as a millennial my age. And other ones could have a 14-year-old. So they would be able to model with their kids. So some people did like an Aveeno campaign, or my friend did Jergens, and she didn't apply. And she always modeled for pregnancy modeling out of New York. But they didn't pay for them to travel. So if you have family in New Jersey, you can model out of New York. But they didn't pay for them to go to LA from New York or from Orange County to New York like that first 7 years. And so the real anti-slave trade ones need to be paid. And other girls I worked with actually had guys in the club hang, and they survived. But they would have to delete party promoting and prostitution reels, or if they slept with a club owner or a client, they would just delete it if they did that for guests or for some of the campaigns. And so it was actually a huge group of campaigns. So they missed out on being a brand owner. And so they're never compared to a Playmate, the year 2007. But if you have money, you should sponsor me and send it to charity and buy an Apple computer and send it to my house. And I can save all my professional modeling photos from the front page of my Instagram and all my pictures on my Wix site. And it's a professional modeling Wix site with the rest of my pictures, because they'd have no pictures since 2007, because someone had to pay them a charity and they had to have someone request it. So after I did the 7 years modeling with Ford and Innovative, they told me I could pay $30,000 to get my reels. And so someone could have for that first 7 years, but I didn't, and I wasn't meant to. And so someone who's in the FBI would have to contact Ford and get all my reels and resume for that first 7-year period, then the next 7, then the next 7, because no one got it for me, the second copy, even though it was publicized internationally for any jobs I did. So people have a copy, some people do in the industry, and they have the most amount of a business network, but they'd have to organize it for them when they survived and have their celebrity photography book of 21 years. And it's really important you donate, because the OC Housewives donated and they're cool with me. And they donated to every Christian church and Catholic church in the area. It's just that you would have to be a pastor to get their money, because they didn't get paid. So my friend from New York Models competed against Ford for jobs, but I had traveled for that 7-year period. And so she modeled out of New York for 6 months, and that's when the Victoria's Secret models were recruited. But they still did lingerie modeling and traveled before that for that first 7-year period. And so they didn't. And so she did it maybe 10 years and married a pastor, my friend Samantha from Nebraska. And so they got some money being a pastor, but nobody got the charities as the real full-time campaign commercial theatrical photographers who are my age, but they could also be 10 years older or 20 years older since the year 2000, and the supermodels, talent, and producers, and they're the influencers. So the supermodel talent are the highest paid talent, and they co-produce with commercial producers, theatrical producers out of LA. So it's the most successful internationally to support the anti-slave trade ones all over the world, who are paid as a referral to have the 20-year ones, the first 10, then the next 10, and then to pay celebrity sales for the managers and their sales network and full-time artist teams who worked with the agencies as a referral for their network, who worked as full-time artist teams, 21-year ones, and so that they can have sales for their family. So it's like $2 million for the next 20 years, and then low end and for celebrity sales, and then double, triple, and more, so that the most successful supermodel influencers who rejected the talent jobs for slave trade, for Victoria's Secret, with can producers, with can managers, and slave trade brand producer, satanic managers, get the money, rejecting the soaps, the acting, and they can do their own productions with their own production team, matching them up with my agency. It's just a social media agency online. So there are agency owners who are fit models with a lot of employees. But I would own it for the real supermodels and talent and the producers. So that is for LA Models, which is New York Models, Click New York Worldwide. They competed against them. My boyfriend was with them. And it's Elite and Wilhelmina Worldwide as a referral for all agencies I've been with, all the agents and all the teams, the casting directors and production teams. They can all be paid sales according to federal law.